Hi, welcome to today's video. This is a video series we're making for especially for the Tony Lulu Foundation 2022 entrepreneurs on the business plan summary document. So today we'll be focusing on how to write the market opportunity and business analysis aspects of this business summary template. In the previous video, we talked about how to write the problems and solutions and then business process. So if you haven't watched that, take a look at the top right corner of this video. You'll find a link to go and watch it before you watch this one. I think that's important so that you follow what we're doing. Without further ado, let me welcome you to this channel. Welcome you to my channel. Thank you for finding time to watch this video. Market opportunity, as far as this business template is concerned, as well as business plan is concerned, is talking about the persons or the people who are going to buy what you're producing. So if you're producing a product or service, there are people who are interested in buying it. There are people you are looking at in order to buy the product or services you're rendering. So those make up what is called the market for your product. And in this aspect of the summary, you were asked to give information, give details about how you want to identify this market and all that, and what makes them, or why they want to buy from you, and how you want to make them buy, get the product or services close to them. And then we'll also look at business analysis, which is a self-evaluation of your business. You sitting down and self-evaluate yourself and your business in order to be sure that there are no loopholes that will, in the future or in the near future, that will come a stumbling block. So you want to see everything, both the negative and the positive. And we're going to use a SWOT analysis to do that. So let's head straight to the video, no time to waste. So the market opportunity starts with asking you to identify your target audience. Who are your target audience or customers? And the question says, describe the size of your market in currency, that is in dollars. Describe the size of your market in dollars, your target customer, and how many customers you anticipate will benefit from you solving the problem you have identified. Now, all of this is linked. If you have identified the problem in the first part of this video, you want to now relate that problem to the persons who have that problem and how you anticipate to solve this problem, how you identify these persons, all the possible places and locations that are reachable to you and all that, and how many they are, how much they are able to pay. Now this market size, you are asked to quantify it in currency. We'll also go ahead and talk about marketing and sales, your marketing plan for your business and all that. So but for now, let's focus on this first aspect of the market, your target audience and that, right? So this is required for pitching, and just putting it here so that you know, and we have it at the back of the board. We're not talking about much of the pitching. The most important thing now is to get this right. So don't get distracted by the pitching. The most important thing is to get this right. So describe the size of your market in currency, in dollars. So the monetary value of your currency, right? So there are several ways to come up with your market opportunity. Your market size, right? The Tony Lulu Foundation this year during the master class, the lady who delivered that class made mention of the fact that you don't want to use a global or national market size, because as we are going to see later in this video, everybody in the world who is interested in the product or service you are offering, who needs the product or service you're offering, is constitute your market, constitute your global market for that. So if you can size up that number, that will make up your global market size. But that is not what we want, because how many years will it take you to reach out to those people? So you want to look at numbers that you can manage. That is why they have said you should focus on your local community. So I want to suggest that in the previous video I suggested that you focus on your state, but even looking at it further, I want to suggest that you focus on your city. And now this is depending on the type of product or service you are rendering. If you are rendering a service like, for instance, pure water, if you're producing pure water, if you're into sachet water production, I mean, your city alone is enough. You would, within 5 years, you will not saturate your city. There are already many people who are producing pure water in that your city, and I bet you that you will not be able to saturate that city within the next 5 years. So you want to focus on that city, use the market size of that city. But then there comes another problem, because whereas you can research easily to get the national data of the market size of a country, it is very difficult to estimate, to come up with the market size of, especially in Nigeria, where the numbers are not really okay. But you can try to go to the website of the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, and find out if you can get an information on the market size of your industry. Again, I have not done this research, but I believe that the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics has a compendium of information about almost anything in Nigeria, so that you might be able to find a clue, or two, or even a clear answer to the market size of your locality. But I have a way. I'm going to show you how you can accurately estimate the market size of your city. In fact, I will show you. I'm going to discuss with you two ways. The first way is to research the national statistics, research your national number. For instance, if the national if you're in Nigeria and your industry is pure water, and let's say the market size for pure water in Nigeria is 3 million. Please, this is a fictitious figure, just to help me explain a few things to you. It's not a real figure. So let's say it's 3 million. Now, the population of your city, what is the percentage of the population of your city to Nigeria? You can decide to do your state to Nigeria. Let's say your state is 5% the population of Nigeria, or maybe your city is 2%. It's having 2% the population of Nigeria. Try to estimate by multiplying the number of the market size of Nigeria by the percentage of your state, the population of your state, right? This method is called extrapolation. You use the extrapolation method. So if we say that for the 200 million Nigerians, their market size for pure water is 3 million. Let's say it's $3 million or naira. So, and your state is 5%. Your state population is 5% of Nigeria. So what you want to do is multiply 3 million by 0.05, which is equivalent to 5%. So multiply 3 million by 0.05. So whatever figure gives you is an estimate of your city's market size for that industry for pure water. Remember, these figures are fictitious. I'm giving them up the top of my head. Okay, so that's the first method. The second method is a little research, right? And to be able to do that, I want to take you out of this place. Let me do a little research with you right now. What's this, a notepad? Let's get a notepad and do some research. So if you want to estimate, if you want to do a good estimate through research, some small research on pure water sales, the market size for this pure water in your city, this is what you could do. this is what you could do if you don't want to use the first one. Remember I said the first one, first method is extrapolation. You do extrapolation. So that one, you have to first get the number for your country, and then the population of your state or your city to your country, the percentage of the population of your state to the country, if it's 5%, 6%, whatever, and then with that number you multiply it, use the percentage to multiply it by what do you call it, the percentage of your the value of the market size of your state. That's the first method. Now this second method involves some research, a little research, not serious research, but in any case it will also help your grow your business in the real sense, not just beyond the grant. So it will also help you grow your business. So research method, right? So let's do some mathematics. So let's say you have different shops that are selling pure water, and you want to get an information on how many bags of pure water they sell per day. So that will be able to get information on how much pure water these guys are. You want to enter into pure water, so you want to know how many bags of pure water do these shops that retail pure water sell in a day. So let's say you go to shop 1, and they told you they sell 20 bags in a day. Shop 2, they tell you they sell 10 bags in a day, right? So I'm trying to be a little realistic now. Shop 3, they tell you that they sell 8 bags in a day. You go to shop 4. I want to space this, give me a little time. So go to shop 4, they tell you they sell 15 bags in a day. You go to shop 5, shop 5 says they sell 5 bags in a day. Shop 6, all of them within the city where you are located, they said they sell 12. Okay, let's say 12. And then shop 7, they said they sell, they are able to sell, sorry, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Let's say 9 bags in a day. Shop, where are we now? Shop 8. So they tell you they sell 7 bags in a day. Shop 9, they tell you they sell 15 bags in a day. Let's say 16. And then shop 10, they tell you they sell 10 bags in a day, right? So you have gone out. It doesn't take in a day you can finish this. In an hour you can finish this research. You can go out and ask shops, how many bags of pure water do you sell in a day? Excuse me, man, how many bags of pure water? Excuse me, sir, how many bags of pure water? An estimate. Can you give me an estimate of how many bags of pure water you sell in a day? Alright, you're going to encounter some challenges, but that's what you're doing for your business, right? So then this is the number you have. Okay, so let's bring in calculator and add these numbers up, because that's what we need to do. We need to add up these numbers. So let's use calculator. And so we have 20, okay, plus 10, 30, plus 8, plus 15, plus 5, plus 12, plus 9, just to add the numbers up, plus 7, right, plus 16, plus 10. Okay, So this is it. That's it. 10 of them. So here you have 112. So a combination of the 10 shops. I'm asking you to use 10 now. This is, we can represent a sample for you. So use 10 shops because you don't want to, you cannot sample all the shops. So you can sample a few, and then we can use the numbers we got here to make a decision. So what you need to do is to divide this number by 10 because you sampled 10 shops. So if you divide this by 10, it means that this, what you get is 11.2. So on the average, each of the 10 shops sell 11.2 bags of pure water in a day. All right. So now, how many? What is the rough estimate of the number of shops in your city that sell pure water, that retail pure water? Right? How many? So they can be 100, they can be 200. All right. So if they are 200, all you need to do is multiply this number by 200, right? Because you now want to get a rough estimate, a good estimate of how many bags of pure water are sold in a day in your city. So that number in your city is 2,240. So that's the number of pure water that is sold in a day in your city, right? So if you want to get this number now if you want to get this number of bags in what do you call it now, in monetary terms, in currency, which is what Tony Lumelu is asking. So you multiply this by how much a bag of pure water is sold in your city. In the location where I am, a bag of pure water is going for 200 naira. So I will multiply this number by 200. So this is how much money moves around. This is at least how much money moves around within your city, a rough estimate of how much money moves around within your city on pure water on a daily basis. This is daily, right? So if you want to, this is 448,000, so your local currency. Okay, so if you want to estimate how much of this happens in a week, you multiply this number by 7. So this is it, 3.1 million in a week. All right. So if you want to do this, you can also, yes, if you want to do this for a month, you can multiply this number by 4 because there are approximately 4 weeks in a month. So you will get this number, 12 million in a month. So if you multiply now this figure by 12, you will get the number, this is 12.5 million. If you multiply this by 12, you will get the number for a whole year. So this is the number, this is the currency, how much money moves around in your city in a year buying pure water, sachet water, whatever you call it in your location, the water that is packaged in sachet. This is how much money that circulates in this city, in this hypothetical city I have used. I can call it city C, right? Okay, so this is how much money is there. So you are asked to present this in dollars. So this is how you do it. Okay, let me open a browser. Let me open a browser. I hope this works. So let me so here you are, you just do naira, so dollar, because I'm using my figure I use here is naira, right? So this is it, this is what you will get. All right, so what you need to do, go to the calculator, simply copy this number. This is 150 million naira. Copy this number, come and paste it in this calculator for naira. Control A, Control V. So what we are talking about here is 150 million is equivalent to 428,000 naira is equivalent to $362,170. So when you copy this number, when you collect this number, so this is $362,000, right? So all you need to do when you're writing your market size is that, okay, you can just come here and say so you go to your chart, you go to your write-up, and what you need to write is this: the market for sachet water in city C, that is your city where we operate. You put the name of your city where we operate, or where we will be operating, depending on whether you are an existing business or a new business. All right, is valued at is over $362,000. so that's it. It's over $362,000. so this is how you can, this is another method you can use to estimate. So I've taught you two methods for calculating, doing your market research. Like I said, this is a difficulty that you are going to have, right? So so let's continue with the class. All right, so if you want to use the first method, you want to first of all research your local, the country, what do you call it, the country size for your industry. So all you need to do is for poultry, for instance, which I use in this screenshot, you can just do a little research, put poultry market size in Nigeria, and you will get this information. You get this, what is written here is in tons, number of beds. You can see they gave this size in number of beds, but Tony Elumelu is expecting you to give these numbers in dollars. So you can search further. If you go further down in your search engine, you'll be able to find where they use it in dollars on monetary terms. So you can say here that the Poultry Association of Nigeria reported that annual demand for poultry products exceeded 1.39 billion annual demand dollars. So you can use this as the national figures. So you can see that you have been able to see the national figures for the year 2017. So you can, if you are quoting this, you know that this is 2017. So you want to look at what is more recent. In 2019, they said Nigeria's poultry industry now worth 1.6 trillion naira. This is in naira now. So, but basically, if you read most of this, you'll be able to get information on the actual number. So if you get this number, you can then use the first method I taught you to be able to get the number for your city. Again, this is just one of many methods you can use. You can explore other methods, but these two methods I believe should be able to help you in your work. So back to okay, now let's talk about size. Remember, we're still going to talk about other things in market size. Now when earlier I talked about total available market is the whole of the global market. Everybody in the world, for instance, if you're producing pure water, everybody in the world who is in need to drink pure water, not water, pure water. If you're producing bottled water, everybody in the world who need bottled water, not water. What your target is to sell water. Some people can drink water from anywhere, but not everybody would drink pure water. So you want to target people who can drink pure water or sachet water or bottled water, depending on what you're producing. So the number of people in the world who are in need of pure water, they constitute your total available market. The served market is the people in your city, which is what we have done now. And in the few this thing, you talk about your target market, which are the people you want to target. You want to actually buy them to buy from you. Now take a look at this diagram. You see that the total available market is how big is the universe. So that's what it's referring to, everybody in the world who needs the product or service that you offer. The served available market, SAM, how many can I reach with my sales channel? So how many people can you reach, which is what the Tony Elumelu Foundation wants you to use as your target market size, such that, because I mean, you don't want to make bogus claim, as in you don't want to set your eyes so big. For instance, if you say if $1 trillion or trillion nairas, I mean, how feasible is that? So they want you to look at the persons that when you shout, when you make advert, when you paste posters, they can see them. All right, so those are the people who call the SAP market. So and this is the size you should be using as your market size. You should be using as your ideally it is not the market size. The market size is the national or global market size. That's what you should be using. But this is what the Tony have asked you to use, and I'm giving you a secret. If you have not known that, this is what they have asked you to use. Use the number in your locality, your state or your city. Use the number for your state or your city, because these are the available market. All right. So, and then you talk about target market. Now, for target market, you're looking at who will be the most likely buyer, especially for a startup. Who are you going to target? Who are you? If they say, oh yeah, take this your product now, go to market. Who are the first 5 people you say, okay, if I go to this place, if I go to this place, if I go to that place, I'll be able to sell 1 or 2 or 3 of my product. That's your target market. So that's the people you're targeting. There are a lot of, you can have more than one segment. Of course, when we talk in the previous 2 videos, we talked about market segments. All right, the different category of people who are in need of your product. Right, when we talk about businesses who have come individuals, we not talk about all those ones. But then you can target more than one of those segments, but then all of them represent your target market. So that's what you need to identify here. So if we go back a little, you will discover that the question asked you to identify your target customer. Is the same thing as your target market, right? Target customer. You said describe the size of your market, which you have done. Your target customer. All right. And then this is another important thing you need to do. How many customers you anticipate will benefit from you solving the problem you identified earlier, right? So remember, in the previous video, you identified the problem. Say how many of the people who have this problem do you anticipate you can reach with your solution? I think that's a better way to put it for you to understand. So that is it. But now you don't want to put a number without specification. So you can say you will reach 1,000, but then time is infinite, right? So you want to put a timeline. You can say within a month we'll be able to reach 1,000. Within a month, within a year, we'll be able to reach 1. Depending on your product, everything is depending on your product or service and how much or whatever. But then you have to make sure that this number is also feasible for you, because down in this part, when we'll talk about the other aspect of this market opportunity, you're going to be asked how you want to reach them. And then the whole thing, if you say you're going to target to get to 1 million people in 1 year, and the strategies you're putting in place cannot even reach 100,000 people, you're shooting yourself in the feet. So everything should match properly. Everything should match your tactics, and we're going to discuss a little down in this video. So here you want to identify how many people you can sell to in a month. So if we're talking about our pure water, so we can say, okay, we want to distribute to 5 households per day. So if we say we can distribute to 5 households, we want to distribute pure water, 1 bag of pure water. What is their average consumption? Can 1 household finish 1 pure water? So, or maybe you can say 10 households. So if you are targeting to distribute to 10 households with one bag of pure water each, this is an estimate. So I'm not expecting you to use these numbers. I just want you to use it to understand the concept I'm trying to explain. So if you say you want to reach 10 households with 10 bags of pure water in a day, use the same system we use in estimating the other one. Calculate how many people, if you do that 10, that's 10 bags of pure water in a day. If they are consuming 2 bags of pure water, that means 2 times 10, that is 20 bags of pure water in a day, right? So in a week, 20 times 7, right? 20 times 7, what is the number? Okay, so that should be 140. So 140 times 4. So you will be able to get that number, and you'll be able to know how many. This is the times 4 will give you how many you'll be able to do in a month, and then you'll be able to use it to estimate how many you'll be able to do in a year. So with that number, you'll be able to tell right here that okay, we will be able to distribute so XYZ number of bags of pure water or sachet water in a year. So that is an example of how the number you want to put here. It's best you use year or 6 months. If you don't want to keep it in year, you can keep it in months. You can say 6 months, all right, or 12 months. Okay, so that's okay to do all those estimates. All right, we have done this part. Let's move a little further to now talk about the other aspect of this, which is the marketing and sales strategy, your marketing plan. All right, your marketing plan. Now in this part they ask 3 questions. Explain how you plan to get your product or service to your target market. Now you have identified your target market. How do you want to get the product to them? Now, where those target market is, remember in the previous video we talked about where. We talked about where in terms of physical location. And then another factor now, the first factor you want to consider is the location of your customers. The next factor you want to consider is the nature of your product or service. Is it a physical product? Is it a service? All right, or is it a software? So all of these things will determine on the channel you are going to use to distribute your product or service. Okay, so you are required to give details of your channels. What are the 3 things I've mentioned earlier? The nature of your product, the location of your customers will determine are the factors that will determine what channels you will use. But what they want to hear here is your channels. They're not looking at the factors. They know those factors, especially when you present this is what your product is. So they know the factors. So, and then when you say this is your target market, they will have an idea of where this type of people will be located. So that is why in the previous video we talked about how important demography is in your business planning. Demography, where your customers are, who they are, what they do and all that, because you need all of this information in order to target them properly with your product or services. I mean with your advert, right, in order to deliver your product or services. So this question is to how you deliver. How do you get your product or service? How do you deliver it to those people? So if it's a physical product and you may want to, for instance, the pure water we are using, you may want to distribute through what? Through shops. You give to shops in wholesale, then they distribute to customers in retail. You may also want to gather them, gather the customers. If you have a channel to reach customers direct or households direct, and you have a way, okay, of reaching them or a point where they can collect, so you can maybe establish collection point, so where they come at a given time, or since someone is going to be there on a constant basis, they come there at any point, they are okay to come and pick up their product and make payment and all that. So you need different channels for different segments of your market. So for instance, if you have businesses, some businesses you may want to supply them. Ordinary customers may want to come to you and buy. So you want to distinguish different channels for different people. And then you are asked to highlight what tactics. So you want to talk about the tactics you're using. So everybody is in the market. Sometimes the difference or differential in your business could be the tactics you're using to to distribute your product or services. You may find that okay, everybody is doing this, but you may find that there's another way that there's going to be more convenient for the customer or closer to the customer or make it easier for the customer to buy. So you may want to leverage that your system and all that. So that's what they are calling tactics here. So you want to have a tactics for growing your customer base, for maintaining relationship with your customers, and to building your customer loyalty. So in this part of this question, is talking about simply customer care service, your customer care service. And in the previous video I made, told the only 3 things you need to succeed in business. One of them is customer service, awesome customer service. Why is it so important? All right, it's so important because your ability to not just deliver product, but ensure that customers are satisfied, and customers know that you care about their satisfaction, will pull them emotionally to your business. All right, it will make sure that they are coming back to your business. So you want to design a strategy, probably to not only to first of all deliver quality products or services, secondly to get feedback from customers that they are satisfied, thirdly ask for referral, ask them to come and buy again, and then ask them for referral. So that is a way to sustain your relationship, maintain relationship. You get feedback from customers and ask them to buy again. To grow your customer base, you want to have a deliberate method for asking for referral from your customers. All right, and then also you might also be using adverts to grow your customers, to grow your customer base beyond where they are not, okay, where you have not reached. To break new grounds, you break new grounds with advert, or you make sure that you explore every nook and cranny of the current ground that you have through referral of other customers, because that way you're getting higher value, get customer who will stay. All right, so the next point we want to explore is what offline and online channels will you use to create visibility for your business, and tell us what distribution systems or partnership you utilize to get your business offering to the market. All right, so here you are to talk about promotions, your offline and online promotion methods. Are you going to run Facebook adverts? Are you going to create posters? All right, are you going to run radio jingles, television adverts, billboards? This is where you are asked to do it, because these are the things that give you this visibility. And then the distribution system. All right, when you produce, what is the system for distribution? For instance, the pure water aspect of, if you produce, maybe you will need a truck, all right, to take it to a collection point for households. All right, maybe you need a truck to also take it to shops that are retailing for you, that you're wholesaling to. Is that okay? Then are there partnerships? Maybe you have a partnership with a what do you call it now, a supermarket or a catering business, that okay, when their customers demand for water, when they are doing their catering business and their customers will need caterer, will need 20 bags of pure water, always come to us to buy. Is that okay? So you have that partnership that enables you to, the caterer himself or herself have a margin on it. He is not a shop, he doesn't have a shop. All he needs to do is tell you that okay, these my customers are doing wedding today, they need 20 bags of pure water, you supply them, she pays you and get his or her own commission. So that's partnership for you. So that way you can get your product or service out there, let people know more about what you're doing, to your promotion, distribute your product when others come in, and ensure that you have systems in place to checkmate every other aspect of your product or services. Now, as you can see, you need not more than 100 words. So they have given you enough words to express all of this. So they need a little more detail than the previous one, which was just 50. When you're talking about market size, target customers, and the number of customers you estimate to reach with your product or service, or the problem that you're solving, or the solution to the problem you're solving. So that one is just 50 words. But here is that what it means is that it needs a little more explanation as to how you plan to get your product or service to your target audience, how your tactics for customer retention and customer satisfaction and building a customer loyalty, and then also your channels of offline and online promotion. So You want to do a little more detailed work in these ones, right? Okay, so let's move to the next one, which is business analysis. So in business analysis, basically, you're talking about your strength, your weakness, opportunities, and threats. So the question here says describe the strengths and opportunities for your business, highlight the threats and weaknesses. Say describe the strength and weakness of your business, highlight the threats and weaknesses you see in your business, and your plans to overcome them. So your analysis can include any of the following: your product, competition, political environment, social, technical, economic and regulatory barriers, or any relevant macroeconomic trends. Alright, so this basically is talking about the challenges and the opportunities that are apparent or that are available in your business, right? So, and in previous videos I've tried to tell you that your strengths and opportunity, your strengths are in your internal strengths, your internal what do I call it now, the internal whatever things that are internal that work in favor of your business, the internal factors that work in favor of your business, right? Your weaknesses are the internal factors that work against your business. Your opportunities are the external factors that work in favor of your business. Your threats are external factors that work, against the success of your business. So when you're doing your SWOT analysis, you want to look at your strengths, which could be in your product. Is it so unique? Your product is so unique. It could be, I'm just giving you an instance. You look at your strength. It could be that you're an expert in the area of your production or whatever. That could be your strength. It could be your staff, that they are so good and they are so experienced, or that you will hire experienced staff. That could be a strength. And if you're an existing business, that you have some customers already is a strength, because you already have people who can champion your case outside there. You already have customers, is a strength. That you already have experience in the business, running a business in that sector could be a strength. All right. Then when you talk about opportunities, you look at regulations, regulatory things, regulations or laws that are promoting your business. For instance, in agriculture and all that. And I gave an instance some time ago that the federal government has banned importation of some agricultural products. So if you're playing in any of those things, that's an advantage, right? But if you're also playing in a sector where the federal government has, allowed importation, that is a threat. That there are several products coming from outside the country competing with your own, that is a threat. So weakness could be, like I said, it is internal. Probably you don't have experience. Probably your product is still new and there are other great products in the market. Probably you don't have customer base. Alright, you don't have enough customers, especially if you're new. You can identify that. You don't need to shy away from them. You need to identify them, sit down and map them out, and then get the most critical ones into this place. You may not have enough space to accommodate everything. You just have 50 words. So you want to write words. Your strength, you mention the word, and then you, at the end of the day, you use one sentence or two to highlight how you're going to, use your strength to overcome your weaknesses. As simple as that. Use your opportunities to overcome your threats. That's exactly the only thing you need to do in this place. So in order to understand properly what SWOT analysis is and how you can conduct it for your business, you need to ask yourself, what do I do well? That is your strength. You need to ask yourself, where do you need to improve? So that place that you need to improve, that is your weakness. And in doing this, you need to improve on your weaknesses. So what are your goals? So what are those things you are angling towards? Your goals, what are those places you are angling towards? And you're looking at it to say, okay, since this is like this, I want to do this way. So those are opportunities. And what obstacles do you face? Regulatory obstacles, competition. competition is also a threat. All right, if you're producing cement, Dangote is a threat, isn't it? If you're producing a cement in Africa, anywhere in Africa, Dangote is a threat. So that is it about this analysis. This one, I believe this SWOT analysis should be the simplest of this thing, but then don't make mistake about it. Now, like I said before, I want you to take your time, right? Write these things down in a separate sheet of paper. Everything we have discussed, write in a separate sheet of paper. Each of the aspects, write them in a separate sheet of paper. Take a clean sheet of paper. If you write, you can rewrite the questions and then answer them clearly in your own sheet of paper or on a computer, maybe on a different document in a computer, right? And then carefully copy them into your questions or answer. We are going to into your sheet, the template that you have been given. Maybe they will have a video where we'll explain suggestions on how you can fill your template and make it, amazing. The filling procedures for all of this, right? So this is where we call it a day. If you have enjoyed the video you have watched, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you have gotten value from this, drop in the comment section. Let me know that you have gotten value. If you have any questions, if you have any contributions to what I have done here, you can also feel free to drop a comment in the comment section, right? If you are in Nigeria and would like to register your business for the sake of the Tony Lumelu Foundation, I have a special offer for you. Please take note that without this registration and opening a bank account, you may not be allowed to submit this business summary template. This business summary template, that the submission could be any time from this month, from this June. You may not be allowed to submit it if you don't have this. Remember the first session you had. If you have forgotten, go and rewatch it. I have told you that before now. So get in touch with me. Let me register a limited liability company for you for this amount, or for a business name with its corporate affairs commission. You can call this number or you drop a comment in the and I'll get in touch with you and we will do business. I promise you it will be fast, number one, and you will not need to bother about any mistakes that that some persons I'm seeing already in the video. Maybe if you want to discuss some of these things, just come inbox on this number on WhatsApp and we can discuss about it. Thank you for finding time. In the next video, we will talk about your needs and your plans aspect of this business plan template, business summary template, and that is it about the size of this video. Thank you for finding time to watch this video. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video. I chopped that.